It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Thunderbirds and the Broncos. And it's coming up next on EA Sports.
We find ourselves in Rockies, Denver, Colorado for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL. The Denver Broncos. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Micah Parsons. Credit him with his sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking long for Thomas. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Broncos are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. After the interception, here's Jackson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. But at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him. Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field. Jackson on 1st down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here. And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks. And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone? Jackson will throw again. Flush to his right. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. To throw is Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-0. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week one. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. He'll look to shake off the interception on the opening drive. He should at least be comforted that it resulted in 3, not 6.
And if I were him, I would be the guy all the way out on the field greeting my defense now, saying thanks a lot. You held them to a field goal after I turned it over. That's a big defensive stand for them. He needs to go out now and make up for what he did on the first drive.
And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ballgame, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And meanwhile, Allen throw complete there to Thomas. That catch good for only a couple.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. You don't see that a ton, do you? With the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball is moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line. Allen now on first down. Going for it all. And it's caught. Touchdown. Michael Thomas, 29 yards. And the Thunderbirds. Have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. A huge play there for Denver. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They go play action with Jackson. On the slant, this is Chark. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Throwing is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Kadarius Toney there to make the grab. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. And he had the touchdown of the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they run the sweep as Allen just pops this forward. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Broncos are going to take over a couple of yards.
Because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep is off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can...
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way home for a Broncos score. DJ Chark, 48 yards. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Toronto's offense ready to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now left side on the swing pass. And he gets us up to the 34 out of bounds there.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
Oh, now Harris lost it. It's a fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year, week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going year, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
And they run with Harris off the option. Not much room here as he only gets into about the 30. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So possession goes over here on the punt. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Jackson. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached half. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Look at DJ Chark as he and the rest of the offense head back out. Good day for him so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the 3rd quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Jackson. Flushed out right. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Jackson. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he will have the Broncos first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
They'll roll him out right. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They've got to dig down deep, and they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
An option handoff given to Harris. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it.
And he loses the football a second time. And he's got room past the 20. And all the way in for the touchdown. Alexander Madison, 53 yards. And the Thunderbirds get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to 24. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it was capped off by a touchdown scamper from Alexander Madison. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. He has been on his A game. We're in the third quarter. He's already in search of touchdown pass number 5.
He's played so well that it's hard for me to take my eyes off of him, even when he's not on the field. I keep finding my eyes finding him on the bench in between series, wondering what he's going to do next. This has been a blast to watch him play the position.
Yeah, he's been spectacular with those 4 touchdown passes. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 1.
They go play action now. Jackson. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll work this forward for about 3 and second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. And that's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll work this forward for about 3 and second down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Down right around the 25. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. The Broncos on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. On the move to his left. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Forced out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's got it. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They'll try here for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. Over the middle, complete. It's Harris. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Allen. That's complete out right to the tight end, Trimble. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Throwing again on second down. Allen. Open man is Myers. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Allen to throw once more. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Now on fourth down, out comes the field goal unit here. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick here is good. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the fourth quarter, and now can really take some time off the clock. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a second down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean...